Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon. I am Fitri Hindriana from Universitas Kuningan. On this special occasion, I would like to explain about my research paper with title of Application of Vipsta Experiment Worksheet, an attempt to reduce students' cognitive load in learning biology. The, the worksheet development originated from a need to conduct meaningful laboratory activity in school. Currently, experiments conducted in school are led to verification or confirmatory, which actually contradict with science value. This condition raises a problem of students having difficulty to relate theory and method. This causes laboratory activity fail to be meaningful. Ideally, students need to be facilitated in order for them to bear lower cognitive load and deliberately achieve science value. Thus, this study aims to develop a worksheet to lower three components of cognitive load. The objective led to development of Vipsta experiment worksheet. Vipsta experiment worksheet is a worksheet specifically designed to use during laboratory activity or experiment. Vipsta named after four characteristics of the worksheet, namely valuation principle, knowledge internalization, science process skill, and analyze and transformation data. The valuation principle helps students obtain comprehensive information and express positive attitude in interpreting experiment results. On the worksheet, valuation principle was expressed in explanation of advantages from learning specific observed objects, completed with question in assessment which is being related to daily problem or made contextual in order for the student to be able to claim biology value from the experiment. Research method. Method. This study is qualitative study with TBR method. Sample 72 students of 11th grade of a high school in Kuningan, Indonesia. Data analyze, regression test, and multivariance correlation test to obtain contribution and relation among the three components of cognitive load. Instrument, ICL, was obtained from observation on student processing skill during laboratory activity using assessment rubric. ECL was obtained from measuring students' mental effort using affective scale questionnaire. TCL was measured from students' knowledge construction skill using a rubric. Result and discussion. Measurement of intrinsic cognitive load. ICL was measured inversely proportional with score of student science process skill. 2 to well-performed science process skill is the result from low ICL. The result in table 1 show that the four aspects of science process skill obtained high score and indicated low ICL. The Vipsta worksheet lowers student ICL by facilitating students for conducting science process skill. Vipsta experiment worksheet acts as a scaffolding to help students obtaining observation data during experiments. Scaffolding helps improving students' cognitive development in a way that the students are able to complete challenging tasks and activities. Measurement of extraneous cognitive load. ECL was measured proportionally with students' mental effort due to students bear low mental effort in thinking when the ECL is low. Based on data on table 2, Student mental effort is conducting experiment using Vipsta experiment worksheet was categorized as low, indicated low GCL. Knowledge internalization in Vipsta experiment worksheet provide interconnected, meaningful information that helps students to process data. The provision of data follows information processing theory stating that interconnected information will omit limitation of working memory in processing information. Vipsta experiment overcomes working memory limitation by increasing interaction among knowledge element and methodology in order to ease the conduction of experiment. The high interaction of knowledge element on the worksheet helps students to keep relevant information in long-term memory. Measurement of German cognitive load. GCL was depicted by and measured inversely proportional with students' score in constructing knowledge. The results show high score of knowledge construction skill aspect with a variance of 3.0 out of 4.0. Students' knowledge construction skill was categorized as high after the implementation of Vipsta, meaning that students were able to interpret, analyze, synthesize, and evaluate information and implement their knowledge in new contexts and bearing low GCL while performing the task. Vipsta experiment worksheet was able to facilitate students in synthesizing or evaluating due to basic concepts from knowledge internalization principle, serve as a foundation to implementing knowledge on novel contexts. Correlation among ICL, ECL, and GCL. German load was highly influenced by intrinsic load and extraneous load with correlation of 0.956 and 0.899 respectively. Positive correlation between intrinsic load with German load show that the lower students' mental effort in comprehending information, the higher students' reasoning skill is. Similarly, the negative relation between intrinsic load and extraneous load show that the lower student mental effort is comprehending information. The higher student skill in analyzing information. Conclusion. Worksheet with characteristic, namely developing science value, developing knowledge comprehensively, developing science process skill, and developing data transformation and data analysis skill could be an alternative way to facilitate meaningful learning with low cognitive load in school. Effectivity of Vipsta experiment worksheet in reducing cognitive during experiment is shown by better quality of science process skill, lower mental effort in comprehending information, and high ability in knowledge construction. Thank you very much. That's all for the presentation. In the end of this session, I would like to thank all the committee of ICMScE who has been working wonderfully to conduct this conference for us, and for my fellow researchers and presenters for your kind attention to my explanation. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Wassalamualaikum.